friends, hello. How are you? This is Kishore, working as a physics lecturer in Vigyan College. So, in the last section, we discussed in the chapter motion in a straight line some definitions like average speed and average velocity, and some formula relating the average speed and average velocity. So, now in this section, now let us see some more definitions like acceleration, uniform acceleration, non-uniform acceleration, and what is meant by retardation, and what are the equations of motion under constant acceleration. So now let us see what is acceleration. So acceleration meaning itself, so there is an increase of velocity or decrease of velocity, that is called as acceleration. And the formula for acceleration is given as acceleration is equal to change of velocity by time. So this is the formula for acceleration. Acceleration is equal to change in velocity or change in velocity by time. So from this we can define the acceleration. So if we take the time as 1 second, if the time is 1 second, then it is called as rate. So then the acceleration becomes equal to change in velocity. So the rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. So here the velocity may be increases or the velocity may be decreases. If the velocity increases, the acceleration becomes positive. If the velocity decreases, the acceleration becomes negative. So that's we will see that later. So the definition of acceleration is a thing, but the rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. Whereas the formula is acceleration is equal to change in velocity by time. And if we consider v0 as initial velocity, and v as final velocity, and t is the time taken to travel the journey. So then the change in velocity is nothing but v minus v0, that is final minus initial. So v minus v0 is the change in velocity, and the acceleration is denoted by a. So a is equal to change in velocity v minus v0 by t. So this is the formula for acceleration. A is equal to v minus v0 by t. So whether the acceleration is a scalar or vector, so obviously the acceleration is a vector quantity because the velocity is a vector quantity, time is a scalar quantity, so the acceleration is a vector quantity. Then let us see what are the units and dimension formula of acceleration. So velocity is nothing but displacement by time, so it becomes a displacement by time. So you get displacement by time square. So the CGS unit is centimeter per second square, or this can also be written as centimeter second power minus 2, whereas the MKS unit is meter per second square, and this can also be written as meter second power minus 2. And coming to the dimensional formula, so the dimension formula, there is no mass term, so m power it is 0, and there is a length, so L power 1, and time power minus 2 because second square it is in the denominator, so you get the dimension formula is m power 0, L power 1 and t power minus 2. So this is about the dimension formula. So let us see once again. So what is acceleration? So acceleration is nothing but the rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. Whereas the formula is acceleration is equal to change in velocity by time, or a is equal to v minus v0 by t, where v is the final velocity and v0 is the initial velocity and t is the time taken. And acceleration is a vector quantity. The units are centimeter per second square in CGS and meter per second square in MKS, whereas the dimension formula is m power 0, L power 1, t power minus 2. So if there is the velocity may be increases or the velocity may be decreases. So if the velocity increases, acceleration becomes positive. If the velocity decreases, the acceleration becomes negative. So the formula for acceleration is nothing but a is equal to v minus u by t. Whereas the average acceleration is nothing but the average acceleration is given by a average is equal to delta v by delta t, or this can also be written as sigma delta V by sigma delta t. And if a particle travels with uniform acceleration and covers an acceleration of a1 in time t1 and a2 in time t2, then the average acceleration is given by, so a1 t1 plus a2 t2 divided by t1 plus t2. So if a body travels with uniform acceleration, covers a1 in time t1 seconds and a2 in time t2 seconds, then the average acceleration is given by a1 t1 plus a2 t2 by t1 plus t2. Whereas the instantaneous acceleration is nothing but limit of delta v by delta t as delta t tends to 0. So it is nothing but the acceleration at a particular instant of time is called as the instantaneous acceleration. So this is the equations for average acceleration. So now let us see uniform acceleration. So we know the formula for acceleration as A is equal to change in velocity by time. So uniform acceleration means if there is change in velocity same and time is also same, then you can say that uniform acceleration. That means if the change in velocity is equal and time is also equal, then we can say that the acceleration is uniform. So let us see the definition. The acceleration of a moving body is said to be uniform if it covers equal changes in velocity and equal intervals of time, however small the intervals may be. The acceleration of a moving body is said to be uniform if it covers equal changes in velocity in equal intervals of time, however small the intervals may be. So let us consider an example. So a body starts from rest. So here the velocity is 0, it starts from the point A and it reaches to the point B. So at the end of, let us say, the first second, so let us consider the velocity is 3 meter per second, and at the end of second, the velocity is 6 meter per second, and at the end of third second, the velocity is 9 meter per second, whereas at the end of fourth second, the velocity is 12 meter per second. So here the velocity goes on increasing. If you consider the intervals, so if this interval is 1 second, and here the velocity, change in velocity is 3 minus 0, so it is 3 meter per second, and this interval is once again 1 second, and here the velocity, change in velocity is 6 minus 3, so it is 3 meter per second, and here also the interval is 1 second, and the change in velocity here is 9 minus 6, so it is 3 meter per second, and here also the change in interval is 1 second, and the change in velocity is 12 minus 9, it is once again 3 meter per second. So here in the first second it is covering, or it is traveling 3 meter per second velocity, where in the case of second also it is traveling with 3 meter per second, and in the third second also it is traveling with 3 meter per second, and in the fourth second also it is traveling with 3 meter per second. That means it is covering equal changes in velocity in equal intervals of time. So the interval is 1 second, the interval is 1 second, interval is 1 second, in the one interval 1 second. And here so the velocity, change in velocity is 3, 3, 3, 3. So it is covering equal changes in velocity in equal intervals of time. Then we say that the body is moving with uniform acceleration. So the acceleration of a moving body is said to be uniform if it covers equal changes of velocity in equal intervals of time, however small the intervals may be. So we already told. So change of interval. So this interval may not be 1 second. It may be 1/4, 1/8, or 1 second, but should cover equal changes in velocity in equal intervals of time. So, but just remember the velocity goes on increasing. But here there is only the change in velocity is same. So it should cover equal changes in velocity in equal intervals of time. Then we can say that it is moving with uniform acceleration. So whereas the examples of our uniform acceleration are nothing but a freely falling body. This is an example for uniform acceleration. So if you consider a freely falling body, so here there is a change in velocity, but it covering equal changes of velocity and equal intervals of time. So another example is nothing but a body projected vertically upwards. So this can also be an example for uniform acceleration. So body projected vertically upwards is also an example for uniform acceleration. So like this. So this is also an example for uniform acceleration. So this is about uniform acceleration. So let us see once again. The acceleration of moving body is said to be uniform if it covers equal changes in velocity and equal intervals of time. However small the intervals may be, then it is called uniform acceleration. So the examples are freely falling body and a body projected upwards. So let us see what is non-uniform acceleration. So we know the formula for acceleration as A is equal to change in velocity by time. So if any one is unequal, that is the change in velocity is unequal or time is unequal, then we can say that the acceleration is non-uniform. So the acceleration is said to be non-uniform if it covers equal changes in velocity in unequal intervals of time or unequal changes in velocity in equal intervals of time, however small the intervals may be. So this is the definition of non-uniform acceleration. So the acceleration of a moving body is said to be non-uniform if it covers equal changes in velocity in unequal intervals of time or unequal changes in velocity in equal intervals of time, however small the intervals may be. So let us consider the same example. So in the first interval, so at the end of first second, let us consider the velocity is 3 meters per second, and at the end of second second, let us consider the velocity is 5 meters per second, and at the end of third second, let us consider the velocity is some 9 meters per second, and at the end of fourth second, let the velocity is 12 meters per second. So here it starts from west. So during the first second, so this is the first second and time interval, so it travels a distance of 3 minus 0, so 3 travels with a velocity of 3 meters per second, and during the second second, so it is traveling with a velocity of 5 minus 3, which is 2 meters per second, and in the third second, so here the interval is 1 second, and in the third second, so 9 minus 5, it is 4 meters per second. But in the last second also, it is traveling with a velocity of 12 minus 9, that is 3 meters per second. So here the time interval is same. So in the first second, it is traveling with a velocity of 3 meters per second, the change in velocity. And in the second second also, the interval is same. So it is traveling with a velocity of 2 meters per second. And in the third second, it is traveling with a velocity of 4 meters per second. And in the last second, it is also traveling with a velocity of 3 meters per second. That means it is traveling with unequal velocities in equal intervals of time. So this is called as non-uniform acceleration. So the velocity of acceleration of moving body is said to be non-uniform if it covers equal changes in velocity in unequal intervals of time or unequal changes in velocity in equal intervals of time, however small the intervals may be. So the interval may not be 1 second, it may be 1/4, 1/8 or 1/16 second. Then we can say that the body is moving with non-uniform acceleration. So the acceleration of a moving body is said to be non-uniform if it covers equal changes in velocity in unequal intervals of time or unequal changes in velocity in equal intervals of time, however small the intervals may be. And the example for non-uniform acceleration are nothing but a body moving in a circular path, a body revolving in a circular path in example for non-uniform acceleration. So if a body is moving along a circular path, so it is moving with non-uniform acceleration. Similarly, a body moving in simple harmonic motion. So these are the examples for non-uniform acceleration. So now let us see retardation. So you know the formula for acceleration as A is equal to V minus U by T. That is, here the velocity may be increases or the velocity may be decreases. So if the velocity increases, then you get the change in velocity as positive, then the acceleration is also positive. If the velocity decreases, then the acceleration becomes negative. Okay, if the velocity decreases, the acceleration becomes negative. So this negative acceleration is called as the retardation. So mathematically speaking, retardation is nothing but negative acceleration, so which also we call as deceleration. So whenever a body is moving with retardation, the velocity of the body is gradually decreases and comes to zero or comes to rest. So that is about the retardation. So retardation is nothing but negative acceleration. So whenever a body is moving with retardation, the velocity of the body is gradually decreases. And there are some cases there is acceleration but no velocity, and the acceleration may be in one direction, the velocity may be in another direction, and the acceleration and velocity may be both in perpendicular direction. So all the might may happen. So this is about the acceleration. Now let us see what are the equations of motion at a constant acceleration. So already we studied this in the lower classes. So the equation, there are 4 equations of motion, and these equations are only valid under constant acceleration. So the first equation is nothing but V is equal to V naught plus AT. So let us see the terms in this equation. So V is nothing but final velocity, V naught is the initial velocity, A is the acceleration, and T is the time. So when this equation we used, so if we are asking to find the final velocity, if the acceleration time is given, then you have to use the equation V is equal to V naught plus AT. And coming to the second equation, S is equal to V naught T plus half AT square. This is the second equation, and this is equation used to find the distance travel in t seconds. So t is the time, A is acceleration, and V naught is the initial velocity. So this equation is used to find the distance travel in t seconds. Whereas coming to the third equation, it is nothing but V square minus V naught square is equal to 2as. And here also V is the final velocity, V naught is the initial velocity, A is acceleration, and this is the distance traveled. But this is also used for the distance travel, but when the final velocity is given. And this is also used for distance travel, but when the time is given. So that is the difference between these two equations. So these two equations are used to find the distance, but this is used, the second equation is used when the time is given, whereas the third equation is used when the final velocity is given. And coming to the fourth equation, so this is the distance traveled in nth second, Sn is equal to V naught plus A by 2 into 2n minus 1. So this is a special case. So this is used for the distance traveled in nth second, which is given by V naught plus A by 2 into 2n minus 1. And there is one more equation that can also be used. So distance is nothing but the average velocity in time, which is nothing but V plus V naught by 2 into t. So whenever a body is moving with constant velocity, then you have to use the equation S is equal to Vt. So here the constant velocity is nothing but the average velocity, then you have to use this equation S is equal to average velocity into time. So these are the 4 equations of motion, so which you have to use only under constant acceleration. So in this section we discussed about the acceleration, uniform acceleration, non-uniform acceleration, and also retardation, and what are the equations of motion under constant acceleration.